Very long.
You got no right to come in my room. I ain't wanted in the bunkhouse, and you ain't wanted in my room.
Well, why ain't you wanted?
'Cause I'm black. They play cards in there, but I can't play 'cause I'm black.
Everybody's gone to town. George says I gotta stay here and not get in no trouble. I seen your light.
Don't see what you doing in the barn anyway.
My pup. I just come in to see my pup.
Come on in and sit a while. As long as you won't get out and let me alone, might as well come in and sit down. All the boys gone to town, huh?
Yeah, everybody but old Candy. He just sits in the bunkhouse sharpening his pencils. Sharpening and figuring and sharpening and figuring.
Figuring? What's Candy figuring about?
About the rabbits.
You bughouse. What rabbits you talking about?
About the rabbits we're gonna get. And I get to tend them.
That's baloney. I don't blame the guy you travel around with for keeping you out of sight.
You think it's a lie, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna get a little place and live on the fat of the land. You can ask George.
You've been traveling around that guy a long time, ain't you?
Sure.
Sometimes George talks to you and you don't know what he's talking about. Ain't that so? Ain't that so?
Yeah, sometimes.
George knows what he's about. Just tells you things that don't matter to him if you understand or not. It's just having someone to talk with. It's just being with another guy. That's why he travels around with you.
Sure. Him and me goes every place together.
Suppose George didn't come back no more. Suppose he took a run-out powder and ain't coming back. What'd you do then?
What? What?
Suppose George went to town tonight. You never heard of him no more. Just suppose that.
He won't do that. George won't go leave me. He'll come back. Don't you think he will?
You want me to tell you what had happened? They'd take you to a booby hatch. They'll tie you up with a collar like a dog. Then you'd be just like me, living in a kennel.
Who hurt George?
I'm just supposing George ain't hurt.
What you suppose him for? Ain't nobody gonna suppose no hurt to George.
Of course they ain't. But maybe you can see now. You got George. You know he's coming back. Suppose you didn't have nobody. Suppose you couldn't go in the bunkhouse and play rummy 'cause you're black. Suppose you had to sit out there and read books. Books ain't no good. A guy needs somebody to talk to him. I tell you, you get too lonely, he gets sick.
Well, George won't go away and leave me. Oh, I know George won't do that.
Lenny. Lenny. Oh, look, Lenny, I've been figuring something out about the place.
You can come on in if you want.
Oh, I don't know. Of course, if you want me to.
Well, come on in. Everybody's coming in. You might just as well. Getting to be like a racetrack.
Nice, cozy little place you got here. Must be nice to have a room all to yourself this way.
Sure. And a dung heap under my window. All to myself.
About the place. You said about the place.
I got it all figured out. we can make some real money on them rabbits if we go about it right.
Oh, but I get to tend them. George says I get to tend them.
You guys just kidding yourself. You'll be a swampy hitter that'll take you out in a box. I seen hundreds of guys come by on the road and on ranches, bindles on the back and the same fool thing in the head. Everyone's got a little piece of land in his head, and never one of them gets it.
Well, we are, too.
It's just like heaven. Nobody ever gets to heaven, and nobody gets no land.
Well, we're gonna do it. George says we are. He's got the money right now.
He's got the money?
Yeah, well, he's got most of it. There's just a little bit more to get. And George has got land all picked out, too. Now, you take 12 rabbits.
I never seen a guy really do it. I seen guys most crazy with loneliness for land, but every time a dame or a blackjack game took it away from them.
Well, they ain't gonna get it this time.
Let's go to Chuck's Roadhouse. I got 20 bucks left.
Whatever I got there goes for me, too. Monday starts another month. Yippee!
12 rabbits. And in 6 months...
If you guys would want a hand to work for nothing, just for his keep, I'd come and lend a hand. I ain't so crippled I can't work like the mischief.
Well, all right, but we gotta talk to George about that. Now, you take 12 rabbits.
12 rabbits.
Different color rabbits.
Sure. 12 rabbits. And in 6 months' time, I got it right here.
For a second there, George, I thought that little place you told me about was a goner.
She's off. There ain't nothing gonna stop us now.
There's a meeting here tonight. There's a meeting here tonight. I know you by your daily walk. There's a meeting here tonight. There's a meeting here tonight. There's a meeting here tonight. I know you by your daily walk.
There's a meeting here.
I told them they hadn't ought to be here, but they come in anyhow.
Couldn't go to bed like I told you, could you, Lenny? No. You have to get out in society and flap your big mouth.
Oh, I never done nothing bad, George, honest.
Look, George, I've been figuring and figuring. I even got it doped out how we can make some money on them rabbits.
I thought you wasn't gonna tell nobody.
Well, I didn't tell nobody but Crooks.
What'd you tell him for?
Look, George, Crooks says if we let him come in with us...
Get out of here, both of you.
But, George, Crooks says he'll want...
Maybe you better go. I ain't sure I want you in here no more.
Now, listen, Crooks, 'tain't nothing against you. It's just that we said we wouldn't tell nobody else.
I know. Them guys coming in here setting made me forget.
I suppose you're looking for Curly. Well, Curly ain't here.
I know Curly ain't here. It's Saturday night, ain't it? Got his arm in a sling and he went anyhow. I come to ask Crooks something.
You don't ask me nothing.
Saturday night. Everybody's out doing something. What am I doing? Standing here, talking to a bunch of bindle stiffs.
You ain't wanted here. We told you ain't. You ain't got sense enough in that chicken head to see we ain't stiffs. You don't know that we got our own ranch to go to and our own house. We ain't got to stay here. We got a house, we got chickens, we got fruit trees, and we got a place that's 100 times better than this. And we got friends, too. That's what we got. We got friends.
You old goat. If you had 2 bits, you'd be in town getting a drink and sucking the bottom of the glass. I know you guys.
Maybe she'll ask Crooks what she come to ask and then get home.
What happened to Curly's hand? So it wasn't no machine. Curly didn't act like he was telling the truth. Come on, Crooks, what happened?
I wasn't there. Didn't see it.
What happened? I won't let on to Curly. He says he caught it in a gear. Who done it?
Nobody done it?
So you done it.
Oh,
Well, he had it coming.
I didn't have no fuss with Curly.
Maybe now you ain't scared of him no more. Maybe you'll talk to me sometimes now. Everybody was scared of him.
Say, I didn't sock Curly. If Curly had any trouble, it's none of our affair. Ask Curly about it. Look, I'm going to try to tell you something. I tried to tell you to get out. That didn't do no good, so I'm going to try to tell you in another way. Now, you see, us guys got something that we're going to do. But if you stick around, you're going to gum up the works. It ain't your fault, but look, if a fella steps on a round pebble and he falls down, breaks his neck, it ain't the pebble's fault, but the guy wouldn't have done it if the pebble hadn't been there.
What you talking about pebbles for? If you didn't sock Curly, who did?
Nobody socked Curly. He caught his hand in a machine.
Where'd you get them bruises on your face?
He caught his hand in the machine.
So it was you. Well, maybe you're dumb like they say you are. And maybe you're the only guy on the ranch with nerve. You're a nice fellow.
Listen. I tried to give you a break, but I'm not going to let you mess up what we're going to do. Now, you let that guy alone and you get out of here.
You ain't telling me what to do. I got a right to talk to anybody I want to.
Milton!